Is everything okay? Yeah, just like in general. What? It just seems like a lot happened all of a sudden. It feels like something's changed, and I don't know. I don't want to, like I wouldn't. I'm not. I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot on your mind now. Good stuff, bad stuff. Yeah, that's fair. Me? No, I'm good. I, well, I mean, I think I'm good. If we're good. Uh, well, I just mean, what do I mean? Well, I just want you to know, I mean, I feel like I just want to be sure that I didn't, we were getting closer, and I've never, I'm kind of just playing it by ear here. I've never really gotten close to anybody like that before, and now it feels like now we haven't really been talking the last couple days or anything, and I just want to say that if I did anything, if you don't, I mean, if I made you feel any kind of way, if I said or did something, I'm sorry. I would never want to make you feel uncomfortable. I don't expect anything. You're just a really great person that I care a lot about, and if that's yeah. No, of course you can. Yeah, you should take it.
Hey there, it's James. Do you have some time to talk? Okay, well, I've got some notes here. I can send you the stuff afterwards, too. I asked around about thaumaturgic fontanelles, and I also asked about Wonderworld and thaumaturgic fontanelles in regards to Wonderworld, etc. I don't know that any of this is going to be super groundbreaking. What I was able to get a hold of seems to be mostly public record, although I guess not things that the general public would probably ever be looking up, so there's that, I guess. This is a lot of preamble. Sorry. I will get to the meat and potatoes. Okay, fontanelles. Best as anybody can tell, they are areas where the meridian is at its thinnest, which puts those areas that much closer to the source of magic. And that's good and bad. Good because it seems to feel good for magic users to be around those points. Our magic comes to us a little easier. Our threads maybe don't have to stretch so far. These places are natural lodestones to the empowered population. Bad because weird things sometimes happen at those places. Magic is unpredictable, in some ways unexplainable, and where that veil between the realms is thinnest, it seems like sometimes shit happens. If you'll pardon my language, but that is kind of the best way to describe it. They are just hotbeds of odd phenomena at times. Empowered people, naturally and unawarely, have historically gathered around these fontanelles, which is why our cornerstone cities are almost all built on thaumaturgic fontanelles. Again, unknowingly. Magic users gathered in these places. That density of magic users made it a good pick for a cornerstone city. And then we later realized that the reason people had gathered there in the first place was the proximity to a fontanelle. McKinley is the only where did that go? McKinley is the only cornerstone city not on a fontanelle, but that's because it was the last cornerstone city to be appointed as such. After we discovered more or less what thaumaturgic fontanelles were, and its location was chosen based on a logistical need to have a hub of empowered users in that area for regional representational purposes. There was no evidence readily available to me or anyone that I talked to that indicated that they could be used the way that they were in your dream. No concept of a beachhead into the meridian, no contact has been made with the meridian or through it to Aria, to anyone's knowledge. Everything I've found indicates that they're just naturally occurring thin spots, but that we aren't capable or have not yet pointed the resources that would be necessary to see if we're capable of doing anything with those points. But research into them has not been a priority for the department, or at least not at a level that I have any access to information on. Now, Wonderworld. Dahlia was founded around a thaumaturgic fontanelle, just like the other cornerstone cities before it, and just like the ones before it, they did not know of its existence when they did. And more to the point, even once that began to be theorized, they didn't know the exact location of the epicenter of that fontanelle, of any of the fontanelles, so that true thinnest point. And in the late 70s, the city of Dahlia was broke and was one of the smallest cornerstones. So in an effort to get some money, encourage some people to move there, grow the value of Dahlia for unempowered and empowered people alike, the city council sold the roughly 200 acres of land that would become Wonderworld. It was a completely unempowered venture. The the irony of which was not lost on anyone years later, when the discovery of methods to pinpoint the epicenter of thaumaturgic fontanelles found that Dahlia's was now smack dab in the middle of an unempowered owned amusement park. But the city's plan worked. The park was a huge success, a major draw to crowds, and the city grew. And there seemed to be no outwardly ill effects of having a magical thin spot under the park, or from having a park on said thin spot. It opened in 1985, and by all accounts thrived until the year 2000, when its newest ride, which was a roller coaster called Surge, had a catastrophic safety failure that got 30 people killed. Well, actually, sorry. The official final report was 29 people dead and 1 missing. Although, that's probably just a technicality. I mean, the way it all went down there, I mean, not to be morbid, but there wasn't much left of some of the people involved. So they were never able to conclusively identify one of the victims. So he's on paper as missing. What's that? No, there is nothing on record that would indicate any suspected correlation between the disaster and the proximity to the fontanelle. I mean, it's a known thing that odd stuff can happen in the general area of them, but, I mean, to be blunt, odd stuff happens everywhere, you know? Tragedies happen every day all over this world without a fontanelle being anywhere nearby. The park operated without incident for 15 years before that. It is possible, yes. And I guess in that sense, I mean, I don't know that you could ever conclusively prove that it wasn't somehow involved, I guess. But all of the records show that it was a series of mechanical failures. It was just a normal, maybe not normal, but it was an accident. They went over that place with a fine-tooth comb. It was caught up in so much legal red tape as the holding company tried to find any way to blame somebody else. They went belly up the next year after they lost too many of the lawsuits. No, it's been sitting there to rot ever since. They never demolished it, but they never restored it or anything. It's just sat there. It's private property now, and whoever owns it hasn't done anything with it, much to the city's chagrin, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. It went up to foreclosure auction, tail end of '01, purchased by a group called SPM. Looks like it was a real estate management group. That's about all I've got. That's not to say that there's not more to be found, but like I told you before, my clearance isn't any better than the public's. I asked around for anything I could get off the record, but I didn't get much more than that. Fontanelles don't seem to be anybody's priority, and Wonderworld was 25 plus years ago, and it's been quiet ever since. I'm sorry I couldn't find more. I just don't know that there's much more to find. Not from my side, anyway. Why do I get the feeling you're getting an idea? It... I'm not gonna tell you to ignore your gut. I'm not gonna tell you to let this lie. If digging into this feels better than not, then just be careful, okay? No, I don't mean from other people or from what you might find. I mean, be careful with yourself. In case what you find is nothing. Curiosity isn't a bad thing, but if you hinge everything you are on finding meaning in something that might not have any, I just worry about how you might take it if it turns out that a dream was just a dream, and an accident was just an accident. I don't know that I have much more information I could get at my level, but if you do need something from me, if there's something I can help with, you've got it. Okay. Take care.
Everything okay? Yeah. Yeah, no, there's nothing to apologize for. You're good. It's all good. We're good. I was just I just wanted to make sure you were okay. And make sure I hadn't hurt your feelings or something. I'm not the best at saying stuff, so I just wanted to check in. Good. I'm glad we're good. Was everything okay with the call? A theory? What kind of theory? Like science theory? Conspiracy theory? What are we talking? Oh, no, that's okay. That's alright, I get that. I get wanting to have the ducks in a row before you start talking about something. That's advice I should probably take for myself, too. Take all the time you need. I'm not going anywhere. If you were not. Cool. Professor Garcia's got open office hours till 1, and I wanted to ask her some stuff ahead of the final. I should probably see if I can get in there. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. I'll see you. Yeah. Yeah. I can meet up later. Like 5. Cool. See you then.